Yo guys, what is going on? I'm just here bringing you guys back here a top 5. I know that I've been a little slow on them, but we have a really interesting top 5 here today. I sat down and I rewatched Naruto over and over and over and over again. I've rewatched it I think like 20 times now within the month of June and July, and probably like 3-4 times already within like 12 days within August. And for anybody saying no, I usually skim and skip the fillers and get to the actual serious stuff, you know, to compromise this list. As well as I've rewatched Shippuden all the way up until the pain fight. Cause I just started it like 3-4 days ago, you know. But if you guys can give the video a thumbs up, leave your own personal opinions down in the comments down below. This is top 5 saddest Naruto moments. And when I say Naruto, I mean it's a combination of both Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. So get ready to fucking cry, cause this shit is fucking sad. Also, first off, if you haven't watched Naruto, if you haven't watched Naruto Shippuden, stop this video and then go watch it, because yes, there are huge spoilers. All right, I'm just saying this right now because people they're like, oh dude, how could you spoil us? No dude, there's huge spoilers. So please, if you haven't watched Shippuden or Naruto, if you're not up to date, pause this video, go get up to date, then come back.
5.
Number 5 in this list is gonna have to be Obito's death. Obito's death, in the long run, affected so much, all right? It pretty much is the reason why the war is happening, all right? It's pretty much the reason why Kakashi is in the most grief ever. Kakashi just has an empty hole in his heart. And it's just, I'm using these death or moments to see how they affect in the long run. So this was a very hard to put something in number 5 because I wanted to do either this or Asuma's death, but we're gonna have to find that out. So Obito's death was very, very huge. Oh my god, this guy had to die a couple of times in the series. Oh my god, he got a rock crushed on half of his body from a boulder by pushing Kakashi out of the way. Alright, Kakashi then felt so much grief and regret because that could have been Kakashi. But instead, Obito pushed him out of the way and he took the hit himself, thus causing his death. Alright? And then after this, he ended up coming back because Madara Uchiha kind of saved him, and then he comes back to go witness Kakashi and Rin. He's like, guys, I'm back, to only see his best friend kill cold blood right in front of his eyes, the love of his life. And that right there sparked the war. He became fueled with anger and rage and just destroyed everything and everybody, and he became fueled with anger and regret and like a vengeance, you know? And that, I feel really bad because honestly, it just leaves a hole in my heart because all of this could have been prevented had Obito have just not even tried to push Kakashi, because I feel as though Kakashi could have been skilled enough to just move, but it honestly was super depressing. And then he gives him his eye as well. His last working eye, which is the left eye, and he gives it to Kakashi. It was really the saddest moment, honestly. He's one of the saddest moments. Like, if you haven't seen this moment, I definitely encourage you to actually go watch the filler arc, because it is a filler arc, you know, showing how this moment happened. It's like a flashback, but some Naruto filler arcs are very, very good. And this is easily one of the greatest Naruto filler arcs because it's really sad, you know? It's really sad. He didn't deserve this because he just could never be as good as Kakashi, and then he could never get the girl of his dreams because she looked like she was falling for Kakashi. Sad, very sad, touching. Moving on now.
4.
Nagato and the Hidden Rain. Now this one, a lot of people are probably surprised as to why it's this low, because yes, it did affect a lot, alright? But it wasn't as, you know, it's kind of more of like, I'm gonna sound like such a fucking dude, but it's kind of a personal problem of his, you know? Like, he kind of just saw things in a dark and negative way, didn't want to make anything positive out of it, not because he could, but because he couldn't because of the lifestyle that he had, alright? Him, Yahiko, and Konan, they were good friends who grew up together, and they just lived in the hidden rain to where everything was always depressing, you know? It was raining all the time, it was dark, it was gray, it was mucky, not to mention that also was the battle zone for war all the time. The third great ninja war was happening around that area, and it affected the people and the children there, alright? And since we only know about these 3, it heavily affected them the most, where they had no parents, they had to fend for themselves, whereas others either had no parents as well, or had parents, but either way, they talked about these, alright? These 3. And it pained him the most because he played a bigger role in the series, alright? And it's just, he played a bigger role. That's what I'm trying to say. Nagato played a bigger role than he should have, but I'm glad that he played this role. It was very upsetting because not only did his best friend Yahiko die from him, technically in a way, Nagato thinks that Yahiko died from him because Yahiko ran into his kunai and killed himself that way. But in the same time, the kunai was in Nagato's hand and it was Nagato's kunai. So that's why he felt at first that he is the reason why Yahiko died and that he needs to learn this pain, quote unquote pain, and use this pain to bring out peace into the world so that nobody else can go through what he's going through, what his friends are going through. That's his motives. And this became so huge that actually did again almost sparked up war, right? They stopped him, of course, but it almost sparked up war. It was very depressing. He killed his own master. Oh my god, like you just can't do that, dude. This was really sad. His backstory was very painful because he didn't ask for any of this. He didn't ask to be brought into a world where he has to live and fend for himself in a war zone, and then with this painful curse that he called the curse of the Sage's Sixth Path with the Rinnegan, to where it's constantly eating his flesh and eating constantly eating his chakra, to where he's tied up in all these tubes and such like that, you know? So it's just, he didn't ask for this life, he didn't want it to be this way, but unfortunately it had to be this way, and the only thing that he could do is just use it, learn from it, and progress. Fortunately that backfired, and he just kind of wanted to make an excuse for peace to go ahead and kill everybody, but it was really, really sad. Like it was sad. They developed the Akatsuki as well. He is the creator of the Akatsuki. They established the Akatsuki, and then Obito kind of, you know, used that and kind of helped and built them on with it. But it was really sad. He didn't deserve this. He didn't even ask for this, yet it happened, unfortunately. Very sad. Easily one of my favorite characters from Naruto. I'd say he's easily one of my favorite characters from Naruto. And it makes me sad that a poor guy had to go through like this, but you know, what can you do? What can you do?
3.
The third Hokage death. Hiruzen Sarutobi's death. Very, very sad. Very sad. Oh my god, he didn't ask for this at all. At the same time as well, this was unexpected as well because he died from his student. Similar to how a lot of other people die from the students, like Jiraiya and other Kakashi almost. Orochimaru, because Sasuke was kind of a student and he killed Orochimaru. But point is this really hit me hardest the most. Since this was the first major death that we did witness within the Naruto series, this death easily caught I know me and a lot of other people completely off guard, because at first a lot of people were like, oh, he's gonna win, he knows all these jutsus, to only get blown back by his own student. Very unfortunate. That was the curse of having a student that goes down the dark path, and it's right here. This death was very, very sad because he was an idol. Everybody looked up to him. You know, he was the third freaking Hokage, dude. You know how huge that is, as well as he's been along and alive for a long time. He was there helping out the fourth with the nine-tailed fox dilemma. You know, he was there. He taught, you know, the Sannin, you know, he taught them. He witnessed Minato grow up, you know, and he promised to take care of his child Naruto as well. It's just a very sad death because in a way, this was one of Naruto's very first role models. Kind of like a father figure as well at the same time, since Minato did say to promise to take care of my kid. He told the same to Jiraiya, therefore both of them were seen as father figures. And this really hit everybody hardest the most, especially Konohamaru. Little boy was confused, didn't know what was going on. He was just crying and weeping and everything. So very upsetting death. It had the mood to it too. It was raining. Everybody was wearing black clothing. They were at the funeral and everything, and it was just silent. It was just silent, and that's how you know when everybody's hurting that bad, when they're just silent. It hurt so bad, but I can't say anything. I was weeping the fuck out of my eyes and face when this happened, dude. Like, oh my god, this left a huge hole in my heart. This is a death that I will never forget in anime history, just overall. I will never forget this. You know, his own student took his life just because his own student became brainwashed and obsessed with jutsu, wanted to just take over the world and crush the Leaf Village, all because he was so bitter that he wanted to choose Jiraiya over Orochimaru for Hokage. And then something else happened along the lines of his family and his parents and such like that, which they never really explained, but we know it happened. Unfortunate, but this was huge.
2.
Itachis Grief. Now we already know how this one is because we never stop hearing about it. There have been constant fillers. Sasuke, the man who complains about it the most, his entire motives and everything about it, to where he is now in Shippuden, this emo guy that just is crying about everything and wants to kill everybody and everything and hate everybody. That is the effect that Itachi did, as well as the dark effect that he left on the Leaf Village, everybody being unaware, the dark effect he left on their clan, killing everybody. This man has huge grief. This will always make me cry. Even still to this day, if I open it up right now and watch it, I will cry. I will be a pussy and ball out, dude. This shit is too sad. This shit is too sad. Like, as sad as it may even sound, realistically in our world, a lot of people actually killed themselves being so sad from Itachi's death. That's how much it left an impact, not only in the anime and everybody in there, but actual people outside, which I think is crazy to carry yourself over an anime character, but it happened. It was insane. Getting to the point though, pretty much Itachi Uchiha, older brother of Sasuke, alright? Cared and loved about Sasuke, cared and loved about his clan, loved the village to an extent. It didn't seem that way at first because we never got to see the backstory behind it, but he loved the village to an extent, a crazy extent, alright? Let's talk about Itachi. So the older brother of Sasuke, the guy that Sasuke looked up to and cared about the most and wanted to be just like him, ends up not only killing everybody in his clan, but leave Sasuke alive and make Sasuke remember and show Sasuke how he killed everybody in his clan one by one. Absolutely tearing Sasuke apart, brainwashing him, destroying his mind. He ruined him. He mentally broke him down in every way possible. And not only did he do that, but he left him alive to live with that grief and to live with everybody being aware that he's the last Uchiha clan member. And he had to live with this, and he had to keep up the name. So much expectations. The Uchiha clan was a very strong and well-known clan. And the saddest thing about it all, if we're gonna go to the backstory, he only did it because he had to. He had to kill all the Uchiha clan members because they were going to spark a coup d'etat. Did I say that right? A civil war, pretty much, between the Uchiha clan and the Leaf Village was going to spark up. And none of them wanted to listen to reason because, you know, everybody's being racist to the Uchiha clan since, a Senju clan was not nuts about the Uchiha clan, and that whole backstory of racism will never end. It's like whites and blacks, it will literally never end. So a lot of people were still racist to them. They made them police force, but they were being too strict on the people as the police force, and then they kind of pushed them aside into a whole different area of the village and just left them there, you know? So really it was just, this was bound to happen and they can't be surprised about it. And Itachi knew this and he was the only one that could stop this. So he killed everybody in his clan, made Sasuke believe that he is a bad guy and that he just did this all intentionally so that Sasuke could become strong enough to take care of the village, but then also take Itachi's life, that way that he literally can be the last clan member to then take care of the village. Is Itachi's whole motives for that, alright? He wanted Sasuke to love the village, and he did this so that he can make Sasuke stronger. It's fucked up, it's so fucked up, but he did this to make Sasuke stronger. And Sasuke started to realize that Itachi wanted him to love the village when he came back reanimation and they fought Kabuto together. And he's like, wow, my brother really did want me to care about the village. And thus, his whole motives of wanting to become Hokage. Yeah, he wanted to become Hokage. And that's not even a spoiler, because when Sasuke first came into the anime and we just saw him witness there, he literally said straight up, I'm gonna become Hokage. Just like that. So you already know, It was just sad because what was the most sad for me, what I witnessed, is Itachi killing his own parents by his own hands, and they knew that he had to do it and they knew why he had to do it, and they just accepted it. And then they said, do us one last thing. Take good care of Sasuke. Oh, I cried. Oh, that was too sad. He started weeping and everything. I'm like, no, Itachi, I look up to you so much. Don't cry. And you know, you look up to somebody and you see them all like broken and sad. Oh, that's the worst, dude. That is the worst. Oh my God. Easily one of the saddest deaths, not only in Naruto, but just in anime in general. All right. I'm pretty sure if you go look at any anime in general, top 5, 10 saddest death right here. Alright, our saddest moments right here. Itachi Uchiha, his grief, his pain, his sorrow, because it affected so many people. Oh my God, the whole turnout on the village, everything. This was huge. But if you thought this was bad, and this is number 2, number 1, ladies and gentlemen, roll in.
1.
to be Jiraiyas Death. Oh my god, I've never felt so heavy, so sad. There's never been so many tears developing from my eyes crawling down. There's never been... I've never felt this bad. I've never felt this bad in my life. All right, I've never felt this bad in my life. This was easily the saddest death, not only in Naruto, but just in general for me in anime that I've witnessed. This death has left so many people in heartbreak. Like, it's one of those deaths where they're not even gonna be screaming and crying and angry. It was just silent tears of sorrow and darkness. Oh my god, dude, I can't watch this death again. And I made the mistake of rewatching it. This was fucked up. Pretty much, Jiraiya was a legendary Sannin that was trained up by the third Hokage, and he was also team members with Tsunade and Orochimaru, two of the legendary Sannin. And Orochimaru, which is pretty much equivalent to Naruto and Sasuke being his best friend, he couldn't save Orochimaru, so he failed on that. Whereas Naruto didn't fail yet, he's still fighting hard, but Jiraiya failed. Orochimaru was too far in and too deep within darkness that he just couldn't be pulled back out. He's already done so much damage to where he can't even find a way to forgive him. He had to kill him and just failed. He just failed. Orochimaru got away, and now look what he did. He failed, dude. He failed in every single way. So that's checkmark number one. Checkmark number two, he did have feelings for Tsunade. He did. And you realize this when they go out, you know, before he's about to go find Pain. They go out, they have some sake together, and he just kind of confesses it. You know, he's like, you're still the beautiful girl that I kind of fell in love with back then to now. I was like, aww. And then it gets worse. Pain, Nagato, the guy we spoke about earlier, is his student. So he died to his own hands from his student. But the thing is, though, it gets worse. His student killed him because of the motives that he taught him. Jiraiya taught Nagato, Konan, and Yahiko about peace, what peace is, the meaning of peace, and how to achieve it. Alright, but Nagato took peace in a completely different way, where he was so angry and broken at the world, so bitter at the world, that he wanted to let out peace in his own way. And that was letting out peace in his own way, removing any attachments that he had to himself, outside of Konan, obviously. Removing any attachments, this way that he can fully not feel anything. He can be numb. Therefore, the pain is non-existent and peace can be developed. Now he knows pain to where pain won't even hurt him, you know? And this way he can actually fulfill peace. It's a stupid mindset, it's fucked up. It's just so bad, but oh my god, dude, this shit was sad. This shit was sad, alright? And then when he died to Nagato and all of them, alright, it got even worse because he sent a frog, the frog went all the way to the Leaf Village. Naruto was unaware. Naruto wakes up, Kakashi sends him all over to Tsunade's room, and this is where things was getting heavy. I was like, oh no, Naruto's gonna find out. Naruto's gonna find out. Oh, when he found out, he just was saying, he's like, wait, what? Like, he was just silent. He didn't even freak out, didn't even scream, he was just silent. And then he instantly, you know, was going through the stages of grief, blaming Tsunade. He's like, why would you let him go alone? You're stupid, you're foolish, you're crazy. As the leader of the Akatsuki, you can't let him fight him on his own. And then when she notified him that was a student, Naruto was even more broken. He wanted to know why. He was just more broken. Well, no, he didn't know a student at the time. He knew it was a student while he was fighting pain, but I've never seen him so broken. The symbolism with the ice cream, oh my god, because he's supposed to cut it in half and share it with somebody you care about. Jiraiya was pretty much Naruto's dad. Alright, they did everything together. He trained him, he taught him everything he needs to know about life, about women, money, everything. He taught him everything there is to know about life, and he made Naruto feel like he could be accepted in the world. And of course, so did like Iruka Loser and Sasuke, Sakura, Kakashi, and all the friends that he's made in the village. Jiraiya easily was the #1, more than Sasuke. 10 times more than Sasuke he cared about Jiraiya than with Sasuke. Alright? And we know this because he beat the shit out of Pain, and vengeance is death, alright? And then Pain kind of realized that what he did was wrong and all of his motives were wrong. Point is, Jiraiya's death will easily be such a painful death. Everybody was crying. Nobody was actually not moved from this. Even the people that barely knew him were crying, alright? And the thing that makes even more sad about this is there was no way to bring him back. With the what is it? The Rinna birth, he can pretty much bring everybody that he killed back to life if their bodies are around. That's how the dead corpses were being moved to be controlled by Pain, alright? But the thing is, there was a Jiraiya's body was at the bottom of the ocean, alright? It's either just completely just worn out, you know, by the debris in the ocean, yeah, the toxins in the ocean, because it didn't seem like it was a healthy ocean. It was in the hidden rain, and they got a lot of sewage and shit like that. And not to mention, you just can't find his body at all. So there was no way to bring Jiraiya back to death. And you can see the regret on Pain's face when he found that out himself. So it was unfortunate, but this death was huge and sad and everything. And I don't want to talk about his death anymore. It's too sad. It's way too sad. But that's going to be it. So if you guys want to give the video a thumbs up, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments down below. Subscribe for more content. Let me know your saddest Naruto death moments. Or just saddest Naruto moments. And I need to get a napkin because your boy got tears. All right, that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out.